Yeah, guys. So let's start. Hi, Aniket. Hi, Drishti. How are you all? All good? I hope you can see my screen. My screen, I believe, is visible. Yeah. Okay. So see, guys, the agenda for today's session is to turn down your myths into realities. Okay. See, there are a lot of people who are learning this thing. They are working in this domain, right? So whenever you talk about the IT industry right now, everybody talks about artificial intelligence. Okay, everybody talks about data science. People say that they are working on machine learning. Okay, they say that they are working in deep learning. Okay, so what is these things? If I say data science, again data analytics also comes into picture. Okay, so what are these things actually? Like, what are these jargons? Right now we don't know much about it, so these things are like jargons to us. But what does that mean actually? That is something which we will try to understand today. Okay, and the primary objective of the session will be to interact with you all as much as possible, so that you can bring up your questions with me. Okay, we can discuss that, and we can like understand, and we can enhance our understanding, our realm of understanding to a much greater extent. Fine. This is the objective for the class today, or for the session rather. Okay. So see, before even starting with AI, data science and stuff, at this point of time, the programming language Python is regarded as one of the most promising languages. Okay. One of the most promising, one of the most anticipated languages. Okay. And why is it so? Why is Python regarded as one of the most promising languages? Simply because it is very easy for an individual to learn Python. Okay, even if you are having zero background in programming, even then, understanding this language, working on codes, writing some logical statements won't be difficult for you at all. Okay, so this is the benefit of learning Python, that it is very simple to understand. The second reason why Python is gaining significance, why it is becoming so promising, is because Python has a lot of applications. Okay, once you learn this language, okay, once you learn this programming language, what happens is you can get into the domain of artificial intelligence. Okay, so artificial intelligence is the one of the most booming domain as of now, right? Apart from that, you can get into data science and analytics, as I mentioned. Not just that, you can also get into web development. Okay, some people, they are interested in creating websites and all, so you can get into web development. Along with Python, you will have to learn a framework of Python which is known as Django. Okay, then you have something known as app development. You can create basic mobile applications, Android applications, using Python. For that, again, with Python, you will have to learn a framework of it known as Kiwi. Okay, and nowadays even game development is possible using Python. So you can create some basic games, okay, with some promising graphics, obviously, using a library of Python known as Pygame. Okay. If you talk about one more domain, guys, there is this domain of IoT. IoT stands for Internet of Things. Okay, if you have heard about stuffs like home automation, okay, and stuff like that, wherein you can control whatever is happening in your home. Let's say if you want to open your let's say tube light, or if you want to activate your let's say air conditions at your home, those things can be done through your mobile applications only. Okay, so that is an application of IoT known as home automation. Here what we do, the circuits which are there, for example the Raspberry Pis and all those things. Okay, so the programming that we do inside these circuits, that is done using Python nowadays. Earlier it was done using C language, but again that was like very time taking, time consuming in nature. That's why people have now shifted towards Python programming language for doing all these steps. Fine. So these are the application areas of Python. Okay, if I talk about Python as such, it is just a language. Okay, for instance, if we are talking to each other right now, the medium of communication is primarily English. Okay, or maybe it can become Hindi also, right? So the medium of communication can be English or Hindi, but the objective, what is the objective? Objective is to make you guys understand whatever I know, okay, whatever I have learned through my experiences, through my studies and all, and then whatever questions you have, you can ask me. That is the objective, okay. And for that, what we are using the medium of communication as English or Hindi. In the same way, Python is what? It is just a language. What you do after learning Python, where do you apply these things, okay? This language Python depends on you, depends on your interest, depends on your requirements, okay? So these are the applications area. According to your requirements, you can choose. But as of now, primarily in the industries, people are talking about these 2-3 things. They are talking about artificial intelligence, they are talking about data science, data analytics, okay, stuffs like that. And why people are talking about these things? Basically, because they want something known as automation. Okay. They want something known as automation. Now, what is automation, guys? See, every company nowadays, be it a startup or a top-notch blue chip company, they are trying to achieve something known as a data-driven approach. Okay, what is the meaning of a data-driven approach? Data-driven approach. So what does that actually mean? That simply means that the decisions of your company will not be taken by a board of directors. Okay, you will be having a board of directors, no doubt about that. You will be having a president or a vice president and stuffs. But the decisions will not be only taken by these people. It will be taken by whom? It will be taken by the data, because you know, data won't lie, okay, and data cannot become biased. So the decisions, the promotions, the incentives, any sort of things, everything becomes data driven. So if you're performing well, if that is being reflected through your performance, through your data and stuff, you will be getting incentives, you will be getting promotions. If it is not being reflected, even if you are having a good relationship with your board of directors, that won't help you much. Fine. This is the basic idea of a data-driven approach. And that is why people are learning data science, they are learning data analytics, and to some extent, they are also learning artificial intelligence. Okay. This is the idea. What is the, I can say, need of learning these things? If I talk about the need of data science and analytics and artificial intelligence, this is the need. What? Data-driven approach. Right? But again, the question which was there for us right from the beginning, that what is AI, what is data science, what is data analytics? The question has not yet been answered. We know that this is the benefit, but again, what is that actually? What is artificial intelligence? What is data science? Needs to be understood. Okay. So this is the idea. So let's try to understand what is data science, what is analytics and stuff. So if I consider this circle, okay, let's consider this circle to be artificial intelligence. Okay, let's assume that the circle is your AI, artificial intelligence. Inside this circle, you are going to have another circle, which is known as machine learning. So you can say machine learning is a subset of artificial intelligence. And then again, inside machine learning, you have something known as deep learning. Okay. So deep learning is a subset of machine learning, and it is a subset of artificial intelligence. Okay. Inside deep learning, you have stuff known as computer vision and natural language processing. Okay. What are they? I will discuss about that also in some time. Okay. So this is AI, this is machine learning, this is deep learning. Okay. But where is data science? I talked about data science also. Where is data science? So data science is this. Okay. This is your data science. So I can say this is your data science, and let's say data analytics also. Fine. So data science and analytics, both. Or let me just use some different colors for this. So let's say this yellow circle denotes data science and data analytics. So obviously, just by looking at the figure, you can see that there is a significant portion of machine learning and artificial intelligence which is encompassed or engraved inside your data science also. So if you are willing to become a data scientist, or if you want to become a machine learning engineer, at that point of time, there are few things that you will have to learn from the side of AI also, okay, like machine learning and stuff. Fine. So this is what you have, the overlapping part. But again, apart from the overlapping part, you have something which is specifically for data scientists. This part, right? I have not mentioned what is going to be here. So what is this? Or what is the skill set basically, which is required? So from a data scientist, it is required that they will be good at mathematics. Okay. It is required that they will be good at mathematics. Again, what topics of mathematics? The first one is known as your statistics, most important. I can say statistics should be on your fingertips if you want to become a data scientist or a data analyst also. Okay, because see, at the end of the day, you are going to deal with data only. Okay, the name itself says data science or data analytics. So data should be something which you can be dealing with. You can like validate it all. So that is why statistics plays a very crucial role. And what all do we cover in statistics? We cover the very basics of statistics, like we start with what is descriptive statistics, what is inferential statistics, then we talk about the different bifurcations of them, okay, like qualitative, quantitative, numerical, categorical, right? And then we again further divide them into nominal, ordinal, and stuff like that. Once that is done, we talk about the basics: mean, median, mode, standard deviation, variance, range, skewness. Okay, in skewness we talk about positive skewness, negative skewness. We talk about hypothesis testing, wherein we try to understand how can we validate the null hypothesis or the alternate hypothesis through different tests like Z-test, T-test, chi-square test, ANOVA. Okay, multiple tests are there. So these things should be understood by a mathematics, like by a person who wants to get into data science as far as mathematics is concerned. Apart from that, it is required that they know some basic linear algebra. Okay. Again, in linear algebra, what is something that should be covered? Vectors, matrices, upper triangular matrix, lower triangular matrix, rank of a matrix, single value decomposition, okay, stuff like that. Then probability comes into picture. Okay, probability density function you should be aware of, binomial distribution, okay, Bernoulli's distribution, Poisson's distribution, normal distribution, stuff like that. And lastly, you should also be aware of a bit of calculus. In calculus, you just need to know how to calculate the partial derivatives, not more than that. Okay, just basic of calculus you should know. Fine. So something in mathematics should be known to a data scientist and a data analyst. Apart from that, what do they need to know? They should need to know about DBMS, database management systems, and for that we basically talk about MySQL. Okay, how to create a database, what is a relational database, what is a non-relational database, what is SQL, what is NoSQL. Okay, we try to understand how to create a database, then how to create a table, how to insert records into it, how to fetch values, how to update, all those stuff we try to understand here. And then once this is also done, what do we do next? We need to understand the idea or the importance of visualization. Okay, visualization. Because visualization of what? Visualization of data, numerical data, because that plays a very crucial role. Okay, because see, data is completely numerical in nature. It is raw in format. So taking out insights from this raw data becomes very difficult. Okay, so that is why you should be aware of certain visualization techniques also, wherein you can convert the data into forms like a bar graph, a pie chart, okay, a histogram, stuff like that, and then taking out inferences or making decisions from your graph becomes easy. Okay, this is the idea. This is the entire, I can say in a nutshell, what is expected from an artificial intelligence guy and from a guy who is learning data science and data analytics. Fine. Any questions till now, guys? Anybody, any questions? If you have, please ask me. And I would request you guys to make it as interactive as possible so that you get benefited from this.
No, sir, no.
Okay. So, acha. Let's also talk about, so we have understood what is AI, ML, DL, data science, data analytics, what is required from them. Let's also talk about this CV and NLP, okay, which is a very core integral part of artificial intelligence, but still, koi baat nahi. Let's discuss. We can discuss these things. So I'll not go into the detail of it because time is a constraint, okay. But yeah, I can give you an overview, like what are the applications of NLP or what are the applications of computer vision, so that you will be able to understand that artificial intelligence is not something, rocket science. It is something which is a part and parcel of our life. And we are so much integrated with AI. Our lives are so much governed or so much interrelated with artificial intelligence. So let's start with natural language processing. Okay, let's talk about natural language processing, NLP. What are the applications of NLP? The first and the most common example of NLP is your Google Translate. Okay, you can translate one language to another using Google. That is application of NLP, which is actually known as language translation or machine translation in the language of NLP. Okay, so you can call it language translation or machine translation. Fine. Then you have your Google Assistant. Okay, Google, right? Google Assistant or your Siri and iPhone. Fine. So these are also applications of NLP. Apart from that, your I can say chatbots. Okay, chatbots deployed on, let's say, Zomato website or any other place is example of NLP. See, what happens is whenever, let's say, if you are ordering some food on Zomato, okay, what will happen, let's say, because of some or the other reason, what happens is the food gets delayed. Okay, the person or the delivery boy who is bringing your food, he gets delayed because of some reason or the other. So what happens is you will not be you will not be getting the order on time. So what you do, you start texting the restaurant owner basically. So you get an option of texting and you start texting the owner of the restaurant where you have booked your stuffs. Okay, so over there what happens is if you are texting them, what we as individuals, we think that there is an individual which is sitting in the restaurant and he is responding to our texts. Okay, but that is not true actually. Okay, in reality that does not happen. What happens is that there is a program. Okay, there is a algorithm rather, which is known as a chatbot, and this chatbot is intelligent enough to understand the emotions, to understand the feelings of an individual's text. Okay, just like we as individuals, we can understand the meaning behind a text given by somebody. In the same way, these algorithms or these chatbots can also understand those things, and they are intelligent enough to understand as well as process the solution for it. And the answer that these chatbots give, they are so realistic that we as individuals, we are not able to make out that there is a program which is responding you. Okay, so this comes under chatbot, which is a very interesting topic, to be honest, where you learn about intents, entities, okay, multiple things you try to learn. So that is another application of NLP. And one of the most famous and important application of NLP is your Amazon's Alexa. Okay, so Amazon Alexa is also a very important application of NLP. How? This Alexa, what it does, let's say if you are saying, Alexa, play me some music. Okay, let's say you have an Alexa at your home. Okay, what you do, you say something. Okay, so sound from your side comes into picture. Okay, you say something. So what happens is, this is your Alexa, let's assume. Okay, so at the back end, what happens is the sound or the speech given by an individual that gets converted to text. Okay, sound gets converted to text using a process known as BERT. Okay, this text then gets converted to numbers. Okay, why is it going to get converted to numbers? Because you know that algorithms or programs, they are not very good with textual data. They are good with numbers. Programs, computers, they are very good with numbers. So using a technique known as word to vec, okay, W to V, what we do, we convert text into numbers, and then these numbers are fed into state-of-the-art algorithms. Okay, they are fed to the state-of-the-art algorithms, and finally, what Alexa does, it plays some music of your genre, whatever you like. Right? So this is the idea. Okay. And these algorithms can be many. For example, you have LSTMs, you have GRUs, gated recurrent units, long short-term memories. Then you have something known as attention model. Multiple things are there which we discuss in the classes, so you need not worry about that. Okay, you can simply understand that how the flow is. Okay, how things are actually being implemented at the back end. Okay, so these are few examples of your NLP, natural language processing. Another set of examples that I can give you will be for your computer vision, CV. Okay, so let's talk about that also, and then if you guys have questions, please you can put them here. Okay, so computer vision. So what happens in case of computer vision? What are the applications? The very famous application of computer vision nowadays is your face unlock system in mobile phones. Okay, or you can say face ID in case of iPhone. So what they do, these applications in your mobile phone nowadays, they will look at your face. If it is your face, they will open the mobile phone and the applications for you. If it is not your face, it's not going to open the mobile phone for you or the applications for you. Simple as that. Okay, so computer vision comes into picture here. Apart from that, in your cameras also, okay, intelligent cameras, I can say. Specifically, if I talk about the cameras of Samsung and all those things. So what happens in them is they will look at your face. They can predict your age. They can predict your gender. Okay, they can give some lightening to your background if you are taking the photograph in let's say night time. Okay, so background kind of thing they can work on. Okay, they can enlighten your background, especially in the dark. Okay, which is known as night mode, if I'm not wrong. So night mode in your cameras. All of them are what? They are the applications of computer vision only. Okay, and third, and one of the most exciting applications of computer vision is your self-driving car from Tesla. Okay, it heavily employs computer vision. Okay, the self-driving car from Tesla. It uses an algorithm known as YOLO. Okay, for object detection and stuff. YOLO stands for you only look once. This is the algorithm which is implemented in self-driving cars. Okay, for object detection, image segmentation, image classification, localization, and stuff. Okay, so these are the very like day-to-day kind of examples of computer vision and NLP. And I have discussed a lot of things right now, guys. So if you have any questions till now, you can please ask me. So
we can also make emotion detection machine.
Yeah. This face unlock system that you have, or let's say intelligent cameras that you have over there, your emotion can also be detected very easily. Let's say if you're happy, you are sad, okay, you are angry, you are surprised, All those things can be taken into consideration. So they will look at your face, they will detect your gender, they will detect your age, they will also detect your emotion through which you are going on. So if you're sad, it will show you sad. If you're happy, it will show you happy. Again, that is the example of your computer vision only. Okay. Any other questions? Drishti, Sumit, any questions from your side maybe?
Hello. हेलो
Yeah, Sumit, I can hear you.
सर मैं तो लेट आया थोड़ा क्लास में तो सर कैसे समझ आएगा मेरे को अब
रिकॉर्डिंग मिल जाएगा आपको the session.
ओके सर
लाइक अभी जितना देर आप सुने उसमें कोई डाउट है तो प्लीज आस्क।
नो सर अभी तो डाउट नहीं है।
ओके ओके ठीक है। दृष्टि, व्हाट अबाउट यू? एनी क्वेश्चंस फ्रॉम योर साइड? एनी स्पेसिफिक क्वेरी? Aniket, from your side also, if you have any questions, you can ask.
Yes, sir. Actually, how the device recognize the face? It having data in backup or what?
Yeah, so basically data in backup was done earlier. ठीक है, मतलब अगर हम लोग बात करें very earlier times, at that point of time when these things were being implemented, at that point of time they had a lot of images as data. Nowadays everything has become dynamic. So what happens is, if you are enabling face unlock system in your mobile phone, let's say this is a face. Okay, so let's say this is a face. So what will happen, this face has, let's say some stuff like this. I know I'm horrible at drawing, so please don't judge me for that. Okay, so this face that you have, this face will do what? This face is something that you will give as input. Okay, this face will be input to your cameras. Okay, camera of your mobile phone. Fine. So what it does is, let's say if this is your face and there is somebody else who has to open your mobile phone and stuff. So the parameters in your face will be taken into consideration. Parameters as in the distance between your eyebrows. Okay, so this distance between your eyebrows will be calculated, let's say D1. The length of your nose will be considered, let's say D2. The width of your lips will be considered, let's say D3. Okay, this thing, okay, will be considered, you can say D4 or something like that. So for each and every individual, even this distance, the distance between your upper lip and your nose, this will be considered. Multiple parameters of your face are considered, and these data points D1, D2, D3, D1, D2, D3, D4, D5 and D6, I believe, D6. These numbers, okay, a vector of these numbers are given as input to your camera. Actually, the camera will not understand that what is the image of a person. The entire image, what happens is, if you are giving a colorful image, okay, if you're giving a color image, the first thing is that this color image gets converted to black and white image, okay, or you can say a grayscale image. This grayscale image is then converted into corresponding pixels, okay, and pixels will have these values D1, D2, D3, okay, a matrix, or you can say a vector of these properties of your face, and these will be fed to your camera. Fine, and that is how the camera, or I can say the mobile phone intelligent system, it will be able to figure out that whether this is your face or not. Because if you consider the distances which I have mentioned, D1, D2, D3 till D6, for every individual, these things are going to be different. For you, it will be different. For me, it will be different. For all of us, it will be different. And that is how it is able to recognize that whether this person is the genuine user of this mobile phone, like the one who has given his face or not, and there is somebody else, because the dimensions or these values D1, D2, D6, they won't matter, na? Like they won't be same. That is why. Okay. Any other questions?
No.
Okay. So anybody else? Maybe if you have any questions, you can ask me. Otherwise, if it is clear, we can like close the session for the day. So Drishti, Sumit, Aniket, any questions from your end?
No, sir, it is clear.
Okay. Okay. So if it is clear, let's keep it till here then. Right.
Okay, sir.
And Sumit, you will be after the session, so you can go through again.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.